You know, in politics, nothing surprises me anymore. There's a reason that Ron Paul never, ever, ever stood a chance. Okay? It's because politics is the game of money and power. And Ron Paul is one of the few people that isn't corrupted by money or power. The only one, I would say. It's the same reason that there's drones in our skies now, is because I was watching a TYT episode. There's actually a drone lobby. You can buy, you know how easy it is to buy a politician? You can walk up right now, create your own lobby, buy a politician, gift wrap them, stick them in your back pocket. It's literally that easy if you have the money. It's this system. These politicians are bought and paid for, okay? I mean, obviously, you know, I'm probably preaching to the choir, but they don't represent you or me. They haven't in a long, long time. And, you know, they will legislate away every single freedom that we thought that we had, that we thought that we held dear, for the next shiny new nickel that comes along. It's really sad, but, you know, and it's probably best for Ron Paul that he didn't get elected. Now, that's because anyone who wants to change this evil, corrupt system for the people, truly, that they want to change it, they don't live very long, guys. You know, look at the history books. Washington is a juggernaut. It's a monster. They don't really care. If 300 million Americans protested, I don't think it would make a difference. I think that the only thing that people that have been corrupted to this degree understand is money, power, and violence. Truly. So, the idea that we're going to change this system, the idea that Romney's any different than Obama, or that Romney's going to do anything for us that Obama didn't, it's never going to happen. The only way that this system is going to change, mark my words, is A, it crumbles under its own weight, or B, a violent revolution via, like, off with their heads and just line them all up at the guillotines. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, the American people are so complacent as far as the political scene in this country goes. And maybe one day it'll be bad enough that we'll look like a country in the Middle East where someone stands up and sets himself on fire in the street and protests, and we all look around and we go, oh my God. You know, it's not only is it that bad, it's horrible. Horrible for you and me. I say, again, get out of the way, opt out. This system will buckle eventually in our lifetimes. And when it does, that's when the chance for change, real change, really happens. Now, it could go either way once it gets there. But, yeah, guys, I understand. I get it, right? You know, I would love to see Ron Paul as a president in a perfect world in Fantasyland, but it's not a viable option. It's not realistic. You know, these companies will get anything that they want. I mean, look at the war on drugs, right? But yet, when you turn on your television, what do you see? Oh, take Zoloft for depression, or I don't even know what it's for, but take X, Y, and Z. You know, one of the side effects is suicide, but they have a huge lobby. That's the whole thing. It's all about lobby, man. If you can bring money to the politicians and keep them in power, keep them fat and happy, they will do anything. They will legislate away every single freedom that you have at the drop of a hat. And it will continue this way until the people stand up and say that they've had enough. Or again, until the whole thing buckles. So you know, as much as I'd love to root for Ron Paul, I mean, deep down inside, you gotta know, can it get this bad and then really all of a sudden this rider comes in on a white horse and fixes everything? No. No, it's not gonna happen. It's the same reason that the media doesn't support him. I know a lot of people that, a lot of personalities that say that they stand for liberty and all this, but they shun Ron Paul. You know, all the major news networks. You know why? They're all bought and paid for too. They're the ones that feed you the news, and the advertisers on those companies pay their bills, and the advertisers say, you know what? We cannot have this guy. He's bad for business, big business. I'm talking the type of business that has billions to throw around. You know, make sure that these politicians keep their noses candied up and keep their jets flying and all this. I mean, the whole thing is really a complete and utter web of lies, except for it's right out in front. It's right out in the open. And this is one thing that I agree with Don Harold on, where I was taking a stab at him, and he said, you know what, the bankers are laughing at you because you still believe in capitalism. Ha ha ha. And it's true, man. It's true. You know, I know we haven't had a free market system in this country for a long time. You know what I mean? If someone with billions comes along and they say, hey, politicians, I want to build a big factory in this neighborhood, even though there's 350 families here, but we gotta take all their homes and bulldoze them and all this, and politicians go, oh, well, that's not very popular, you know, and they go, well, hey, here's $1 billion. Let's create a lobby and say, this is the factory, Ches create a lobby, and we're gonna go ahead and just bulldoze this whole neighborhood. And they go, all right, great, we'll get going on it, no problem. We'll say it's for economic growth and the overall prosperity of America as a whole. That's it, guys. Nothing more. Cut and dry. Very easy. Money and power.